Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. It's the 20th of December, and for this afternoon's hunt, I'm heading down into a big valley to a standing bean field that I've hunted several times in late November and then also just a few days ago. And I've always seen deer there, bucks that I would shoot. So hopefully tonight will be similar. I mean, the conditions, it's feeling raw in the wind tonight. This is the coolest it's been in several days, but it hasn't been, and even today it's not even cold. It's about 37 degrees. We've had surprisingly good hunting though during these past few days, despite the unseasonably warm temperatures. In fact, yesterday, Josh Sparks killed a really good buck, and it was 52 degrees that afternoon. So we always preach about how it has to be cold in order for the late season to work, but this year it's been a little bit different. So, hopefully it carries through this evening. So while I go down to the blind, let's take a look at Josh's hunt from yesterday, and then I'll come back at the end of the episode and I'll update you on the last 2 evenings of my late season hunting here prior to the Christmas break.
Well, it was the evening of December 19th, and Collins and I just got down to Lee's farm, and as you can see behind me, we're going to be entering tonight's blind through a picked bean field. Tonight we had 2 options. We're going after one buck, and that's a buck that Lee calls Brisket. It's actually a buck that he encountered back in October. Pretty warm today. It's about 60 degrees, unfortunately, but we had the option between that green food source that Lee actually filmed him in and then also a picked cornfield. And, going back and forth, I thought about the green just because of the temperature, but I ultimately decided on this corn just because of the access. The big thing was there's no cover, and to get back to that green food source, I just feel like we would bust too much up getting back there. So, it's pretty early. It's a cloudy day. There's a big cold front coming through overnight. We're supposed to get some rain, and tomorrow it's going to be in the 30s. So, super excited. Hopefully that buck will step out. I know we're going to potentially get a little bit of rain while we're in the blind, but we're going to start walking that way, and hopefully, we get in there clean and we can have a good hunt this evening. We just got set up in the blind here, and we were able to get in clean, and the spot just looks absolutely awesome. Right in front of us, obviously we've got corn. That's what we're hunting over for a food source, but the stuff that I really think that makes this spot awesome is I know that they put in some warm season natives that are right up in front of us, and then you can see this whole ridge has been TSI'd. We've got plenty of time, got a couple hours left, and just gonna sit back and enjoy the night. You can definitely feel that front's gonna be coming through overnight, and it's gonna be a welcome change because it's been such a warm late season. One of the other things I think is really important about this spot is that it's just been very low pressured. Lee killed his buck earlier in the year, and there hasn't been too many people on this farm since, so I think that'll give us a good shot. It'll be a good evening. Like I said, I'm in the blind with one of my best friends, and just excited to see how the night unfolds. So we just saw a doe stand up. She's probably 150 yards away, and that ridge right there. And then Collins spotted a buck that's bedded right next to her. We can't really tell what he is, but I can't tell if it's a buck winning or hunting. But it's just reassuring to know we've got deer that close. It's only 3 o'clock right now. And like I said, it's pretty warm, so I don't necessarily anticipate these deer having an extreme need to feed, but you gotta think if they're bedded 50 yards off the plot that they're gonna come in. So I'm anxious for him to stand up and we can actually see what he is. Dude, there's a stud right there.
That's what I was talking about.
He's bedded down. No, there's another deer bedded down right here.
Where at?
Alright. If you see him, go like 15 yards to the right.
Yeah, they're all coming this direction. See that other one to the right that you were talking about bedded? There's 2 of them in there. The bigger one's in front. They're all looking over here.
Well, I just got off the phone with Lee, And we've got that big 8-pointer out in the field right now. He's probably about 80 yards away. And he just went ahead and told me that that's a buck that he doesn't know. So he gave us the green light, and this hunt just got really, real fast. He keeps looking over here like he wants to work this way, so obviously all we can do is wait and hope. But he's an awesome buck, and I really hope he makes his way over here.
There we go. You can tell he wants to come this way. I think he's gonna get a shot. My ankle's like dead. I don't know. That moment you got he's walking this way. Look at him. Look at him. He's feeding right now. Now he's coming. Can you see him? Yeah. He's getting close. He's coming right now. He's going through the corner. You got him? You can really get on him right there. Yeah. I'm on him. On him. Right on him. Yep. Smoked him, dude. Smoked him. That is he did, dude. He's up there on the top. He's up there on the top. He just went down. We just downed you.
Dude, that's the first buck we've ever killed together. That's the second.
Dude, kill me so. Yeah. I'm so happy you're here, dude. That could not have worked out any better.
Well, we just got out of the blind. We're gonna go to the side of the shot. We think we saw the buck fall, so I'm so excited right now. I can't speak. So let's go ahead and do it. Pushing all the way up to there. Collins and I were talking. At first I was worried I hit him a little forward, but what we think it is actually hitting that offside shoulder. So I mean it's over half the arrow for sure, 3/4 of the arrow. So well, it's going right there. We think we saw him fall right on top of the hill right there. You can see him behind you. He's right there. Thanks so much, buddy.
Dude, nice job.
It's our first time hunting together this year, dude. I miss you so much. It's a special hunt, man. Thank you to Lee, first off. That's the #1 person, so.
Oh, Lord.
Dude. Thank you so much, dude.
Like I said, I think he's a bonus buck. So.
Yeah, I'd call him that. Well, here we are the next morning, and we got him back out here, and this is actually that same bean field that we used to access that I talked about. And we just really wanted to hit on a couple more of the points that we thought were important in the success of this hunt. The access was the huge part, and like I said on the way in, you know, this was definitely the choice just because we thought we were going to bump a lot of deer going into that green food source. You know, we honestly would have walked right by where this buck was bedded. And that leads me to the next point, which is where that sets up, there's just that big finger. And a couple years ago and last year, they went in, did some TSI, did some different warm season native grasses, put those in there. And I think all that played into the fact of why these bucks were bedded there in the first place. You know, it couldn't have worked out any better. You know, it was another thing we talked about is that this farm has been pressured a lot. And you couple all of those different things together, you know, in a late season hunt, and I really think that that's one of the, you know, the big reasons that we were successful last night. Obviously, we had a ton of luck on our side. You know, this was the only deer last night. You know, we had 6 different bucks and that doe fawn. He was the only deer that ended up coming into bow range. So we were able to take advantage of the opportunity. You know, it was a short late season for me, and this was just one of the most memorable hunts that I've actually ever been on. You know, Collins and I, when I moved, obviously we didn't get to hunt together this fall. You know, last night was the first hunt that we were able to get on. And I just couldn't be any more happy with how it all turned out. You know, it was another great hunt this year, and hopefully we can continue it rolling as a team. So just couldn't be any more thankful, and I'm very happy to say that my 2018 season is over, and I can't wait till next year.
I'm heading back to that same blind again this evening that I hunted yesterday evening. The big change, however, is moving it about 35 yards further into the field. We've hunted it, I think 3 or 4 times now, 3 times. And every time we've gone in there, the deer have stayed in the middle of the field, just, you know, slightly out of bow range. So we'll see if this works. We'll see if making this little change puts the deer on edge, or if hopefully it gives us that little bit of extra that we need to get within bow range of one of these bucks should he come out into the field. Either way, it should be a fun experiment. I'm glad he's still alive anyway.
Wow, he's like 15 yards from the tree stand right now.
Is he really? Yeah, he is.
He's leaving.
He went into the woods, didn't he?
Yep.
Well, it almost worked out tonight. The buck that I'd nicknamed Scarface came out, and he stayed on the other end of the field. He was only out there for just a few minutes, which was pretty disappointing. 2 hours before the end of legal shooting time, he's on the field. I thought for sure he would work his way down our way eventually. I think we've hunted it 4 or 5 times, and every time except one, we've had either that big 8-pointer or Scarface come out onto that into that 6-acre food plot. So we'll get him eventually. So now let's wrap a bow around this. I've got to take a break for a few days with the family, and I'm sure a lot of you will, and a lot of our pro staff will as well. So I want to give you a few late season hunting tips. This year we had good success even though it wasn't super cold. You know, we've had Josh killed a couple nights ago, and then Drake killed a buck last night that we'll probably have in the next episode. I think it comes down to the deer being undisturbed. And it's been a while since the gun season's ended. Some of the areas that we're hunting didn't have any gun hunting pressure during the regular firearm season. So these deer were pretty comfortable in those spots. And then the bucks have had enough time now since the rut where they've licked their wounds. Now they're getting back on the food. So throw a little bit of cold weather in and some snow later on here, it could get really good. So don't give up if you still have a tag in a place with some food that you can hunt. There's still a lot of good hunting left in the season. So now I want to touch real quick on our Christmas devotional that we do every year. Pastor Mike Toomey is a pastor at the Hope Lutheran Church in Fargo, North Dakota. He prepared a really good Christmas devotional, and we're going to put a link to that in the description. And he talks about why we celebrate this birthday. You know, obviously we're celebrating the birthday of Jesus, and some people may think, well, why do we celebrate that? What really difference does it make? You know, he's some kind of great person, or, you know, what's the story? Well, check out Pastor Mike's devotional, and he really simplifies it. It's the best I've ever seen about why this birthday is the most important birthday that we celebrate every single year. Well, I appreciate you joining me. We'll see you right back here again next week for the next episode of Midwest Whitetail. And remember to always dream big.